Look at this, guys. And it just so happens I need to go to the shops today. Oh no. Oh well, lucky I've got seat heaters. Starts right up. Ooh, cold hand. Like I've got a heated steering wheel as well. Right, let's see if I can't not run anybody over. Turn that heated steering wheel on for a start. Let's see what she's got on these knackered old tyres. Right, let's be having ya. Oh, it's so warm in here already, it's gorgeous. I mean, even though the tyres on this are worn out, they are all seasons, so they should, in theory, be decent on packed snow and stuff. Although I imagine as soon as we get out onto the main roads, it's going to be pretty well gritted anyway. Yeah, looks it. When I was a lot younger and I had Defenders, I used to daily drive a Defender. I remember I was always praying for it to snow so that I could get out and about in it, and I used to go around with the tow rope pretending I was Superman. But to be fair, I did actually rescue a fair few people that had gotten stuck in their X5s and you know, all that kind of stuff. So that was great fun. Yeah, I remember I used to get inside the car on a morning like today, and as well as defrosting the outside, I'd also have to chip away the ice from the inside of the windscreen that had built up in there as well, which is just madness when you think about it. I think what it means, guys, is I've become a bit too soft in my old age. Speaking of that diesel heater though, I think there is going to be a bit of remedial work required on that, because I found that whilst the engine's not running, it only runs for a very short time, so it runs for like 5-10 minutes. But when it's running, it'll run for a long time, like on the warm-up stage of the engine. And also, I don't know, maybe you guys can hear it on the video, but there's a bit of a sort of a thrumming noise from down in that left corner, behind the front wing. Which I don't think it's the fan for the diesel heater. I think it's actually the coolant pump, because it uses a little coolant pump to transfer warmed coolant around the engine. So I think that pump is probably past it. So that's why it won't run for a long time when it's in parking mode, because the coolant heats up inside the heater and it thinks it's achieved temperature, it turns itself off. Whereas when the engine's running, obviously the engine's pumping the coolant round for it. So yeah, I'll have to investigate that at some point. Oh, I've really missed this feeling of a Range Rover where you get in it and you know that you're going to get where you're going no matter what the weather is. Obviously, if it breaks down, that's not going to happen, but it's that feeling of invincibility that makes them so addictive, I think. Yeah, a bit more slushy down here, not too bad though. The only issue with this area is it's not very hilly, so people don't tend to get stuck. So it's no fun if you're a 4x4 owner and you want to go and be Superman. Although I suppose people can get stuck on a pretty flat gradient these days with BMWs and stuff with fat wide tyres and rear wheel drive. up until recently I used to go to Romania every year, maybe a couple of times a year, and they have really proper winters in the mountainous regions of Romania, and you know, it would get down to -25, -30 at points overnight, which is it's a proper winter. It makes ours look silly in comparison. But yeah, I once drove an old transit van, Mark 7 Transit, to Romania with my brother to go and see a friend, and in the winter, it was in January time, and yeah, as we got closer to Romania, the temperature dropped and dropped and dropped, and then by the time we got there, the first night that we had the van there, it was -27. So for a van that come from the UK and maybe hadn't got the best glow plugs in it, it was extremely fun to try and start that the next day, and it made some incredible noises once it did actually start. So here we are at 22.8 on the second day, and we're about 15 kilometers away. The last leg of the journey is in a blizzard, but we're carrying on. Ease up. It was not a happy bunny. Maybe I'll cut some video in here from when I was starting it, but yeah, that was good fun. If you live in that kind of climate, you really need to prepare your vehicle properly for the weather. I mean, nobody out there runs summer tyres. They've all got chains equipped. And they all know how to drive in the snow, of course, and the ice, which seems to be in the UK a bit of a problem. Just take a little detour. This road will be a bit more snowy. Oh, she still puts the power down really well. I just gave it a bit of a squirt then. Oh yeah, it's a bit slippery. I've not even put this in any different modes. Maybe I should. Maybe I should use the snow and ice mode. Do you reckon, guys? Let's give it a go. Don't often get to use that. Grass, gravel, snow. There we go. So it's showing me, I don't know if you guys can see that there, the centre diff's unlocked. I guess that's correct. I guess it would automatically lock that if we happen to find ourselves lacking motion. Ah, I see. So in snow mode, it actually starts you off in second gear by the feel of that, just to give you a bit of less chance of spinning your wheels up. Oh yeah, even in this kind of conditions, the range is really relaxing to drive. Just feels really planted. I guess that's the 3 tons doing that. It's a shame I couldn't get my my new wheels and tyres fitted yesterday, because I think they'd have been even better than this, considering they're not worn out. Oh, my front 2 tyres are decent at the moment, but the rear 2 are pretty worn on this thing. Oh, see another Land Rover coming the other way, or is it a van? I think it's a Landy. Yeah, old Disco. Just pull across for him to get by. Didn't wave back. I guess Discovery owners don't wave at Range Rover owners. I'm too used to being a Defender owner. Let's get out and take a few shots. Yeah, she somehow looks very at home in this kind of weather. Setting off again, she pulls fine. Not even a hint of wheel spin. Woohoo! Yeah, as I say, I can feel the back end moving a little bit. The front feels pretty solid, but yeah, I think those back tyres are just really past their best. They're almost completely worn out, which isn't ideal for this kind of weather. There we are, back onto a fairly well gritted road. Wow, driving an MR2 in this kind of weather, that is very, very brave. Yeah, going back to my Land Rover history, I think the first time I realised that I wanted a Range Rover as my daily rather than a Defender, if I was going to have one, was back when I had my first P38. I had a 2.5 DSE, I think it was a P-Reg, maybe an R, 1998 roughly, and yeah, I loved it. It was such a great car, especially as I was at uni at the time. It was fantastic. I took it on a few pay and play days as well, actually, which it did really well at and impressed me. I took it around the Billing off-road course as well, and then a pay and play day at a place called Buildwise, which some of you guys might know. This looks like it might be HS2 here or something else going on like that. I think I'm in the right area for it. Yeah, took it to Buildwise, and it literally went everywhere the Defenders were going, but I was doing it in armchair luxury and comfort, so I think it was that point that I was sort of turned on to the fact that Range Rover is the ultimate daily rather than Defenders. As fun as they are and awesome as they are, you know, I love my truck, but I wouldn't want to daily drive it, especially in the winter. Lots of Land Rovers around today, guys. I think this is our time to shine, isn't it, when it snows? I think we're all secretly looking forward to it. Is that the grid to come in the other way? Oh shit, is that speed camera? What's the speed limit here? I think I'm right. Shat myself then. That's a beast. Wow, I want one. Wave at this Defender driver. Nope, nothing. Oh well. That's really gut-wrenching. I mean, that's the only really reason you should drive a Defender over a Range Rover, so you can wave at all your mates. If we see another Rangie, I'll give them a wave and see if that works. Still -1 outside, guys. This snow looks like it might sit around for at least a while yet. Sound of the 4.4 TDV8 rumbling away under the bonnet never fails to make me smile. And it just seems to work so well with this gearbox. My previous car actually had the same gearbox as this. It was the 5 Series BMW Touring that I had. That also had the ZF8 HP, but in that car it never really felt like it suited the character of the engine. Being only a 2 litre, I didn't really have a huge amount of low down torque, so it felt like the engine was getting laboured quite a lot. And also I didn't have paddle shift on that either, so that's another upgrade. But yeah, I find with this, because it's got that 700 Newton meters of torque, the gearbox obviously knows that, so instead of trying to rev the nuts off the engine the whole time, it lets the engine use its torque low down, and lets you pull in higher gears. So you put your foot down to overtake, it doesn't always drop down, it just lets you surge on that big wave of torque. Here's a little Duster in front. I love these cars. Talking of Romania, this is obviously their national car, and the Duster is really a fantastic little bit of kit. It's you know, when you go to Tesco and you buy like a Tesco value food or whatever, it's just a white packaging that says cheese on it or shampoo. The Dacia Duster is basically the SUV equivalent of that. It's just a white SUV that says SUV on it. But that is fantastic though, because it's a simple car, basic, extremely cheap, and actually really tough as well. There's quite a good following on YouTube for them, and there's a couple of channels that do Dacia Duster green laning. Yeah, you'd be amazed to see what one of those can do off-road. He's lost his number plate somewhere though. So this is the kind of village I'd like to live in Warwickshire. Nice little sleepy, middle of nowhere, fields around you, space for a nice big shed. Got some sledges or something here. Okay, really slow, everyone's getting out of my way, which is good. Oh, snowboarding. Just saw a guy with a snowboard. One of those old wooden sledges. Yeah, nice, I've got one of those at home. Dog walkers. This is a good road for outdoor activities, it seems. And that's about it for this video, guys. It's a little bonus one for you. We'll be back to the normal stuff by the end of this week. So thanks for watching. Hit that like button, and I'll see you in a bit.